Merci d'écouter le 96.9. C'est quoi? C'est très apprécié.
Merci à toi, Hollywood.
Salut, bye bye.
Sticks out in my mind is what if I had been given those resources? What if I had a stable family? What if I had support and love and direction? And although I've been a leader and a speaker and all these wonderful talents and gifts that I'm just now appreciating of myself, I was a very talented, smart youth as well. I had hopes, I had dreams, I had goals. So what does that say for society where only now I'm able to flourish?
I think thinking back at those things, for me, could lead me to a place of anger. Like if I could have had a different kind of
a-hole. You're just gonna be in a rich a-hole, you know. But if you help others and if you have a kind heart and you grow up like that, you're gonna grow up and you're gonna help a lot of people. If you have a kind, generous soul when you're poor, then you're gonna be rich and you're gonna impact a lot of people. So I think for me, comparing old angry Ryan to Ryan now, I'm blessed that I found that way, you know, because life could have been different. And when I think about these moments, I'm angry. No. I sometimes I wish I could feel that, but I feel a lot of forgiveness, and I feel a lot of love and understanding for this world that sometimes is so dark, but we don't have to let it make us dark. And there's this teaching an elder taught me about arrows, right? And I'll share it. Long ago, there was a man, he got shot with an arrow, and he was stuck in his arm, and he looked and he saw who shot him, right? With the bow and arrow, so he gave chase. And he was headed home, but he turned around and he chased that person. He wanted an explanation. He wanted that person to pull that arrow out. He wanted to ask him why, maybe exact revenge. But he got dizzy, and he got lost in the woods. His wound festered and infected, and he died. And that's a lesson on life. And sometimes we just got to continue our path home and take those arrows out ourselves and allow for that healing. Because sometimes we won't get that explanation. We won't get that apology. And I don't know why all that stuff happened to me. And I'm trying to figure it out. And some people never said sorry, but I forgive them because I want all those wounds to heal.
You talked about that moment earlier in our conversation. You talked about that moment in solitary confinement, looking at a picture of your son, and that being such a motivator for you. What do you hope is the origin story that your son gets to share when he gets older about the person, about the ways he has become who he is? What do you hope his origin story is?
I don't know exactly, but I hope it's meaningful. I hope he has the support and love and resources I didn't. I hope that he chases his dreams and has nothing to hold him back. But whatever that looks like, that's his story. And I'm blessed to be here as a father to support him.
These days, Ryan is focusing a lot on his own story. In fact, he's working on a little something.
It's been a journey now that I'm writing an autobiography. I have a literary agent, and we're looking at publishing a book soon, so it's a shameless plug. Look out for that in the future by Ryan Beardy. I don't know the title yet, but I'm still writing that book as we speak.
exploring origin stories today, key moments from our life that explain how we became the person we are. I'm looking at a graduation photo of a 17-year-old from a tiny francophone town in northern Ontario. It's 1991, and the girl in the picture has perfectly teased deep brown curls, rosy cheeks, and a gaze that is looking straight out at her future.
So I told my mom, I said, okay, you're on the hunt for a picture of just me. And she found that one, and she said, look at your high school graduation photo. You were looking up towards the future. I'm like, okay, Mom.
I love that. What do you see when you look back at those pictures, beyond the fabulous hair and...
the mouton look is how we refer to that period of time. But, it's funny. After my mom said that, I looked at the picture, and it's like, yeah, I'm looking actually hopeful for the futures.
Well, 3 decades after that photo was taken, that 17-year-old with the mouton look is now Honorable Madam Justice to you. Michelle Obonsawin was appointed as a judge to the Supreme Court.
Of this, but this is my next step. I'm eventually going to work towards to becoming a judge.
Well, I'm curious about the 9-year-old who went around telling people that they were going to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
What was going on in your mind? Like, who were you as a 9-year-old to be so firm in that decision?
My mother would say I was very hard-headed, which I remain today. I guess I was really dedicated. I had decided I was going to be a lawyer, and that I was just going to make it happen. I come from a blue-collar background where a lot of my family members and my dad's brothers all worked at Inco, International Nickel Company, in the mine. My mother was a teacher. We didn't know any lawyers. And I don't even know, it's someone asked me, did you watch Matlock or those types of shows when you were a kid? And not even, I don't know, I just decided I was going to be a lawyer. And when I was in high school, I was able to do a placement with a female lawyer in Sudbury, and that just made me connect even more to see, yeah, this is absolutely what I want to do. My parents and my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, they were really supportive. So at no time did they ever say, listen, we don't know lawyers, we don't know what it's about. I'm really fortunate. My parents moved from the Sudbury area to Ottawa to follow me because I'm an only child, so who else gets that?
I like that. Are they going to go with you on your first day?
Yeah, no. I know my mother wished she could, but
yeah,
they were at my private swearing in on September 1st, and it was a really proud moment for them. And my grandmother passed away last Thursday, but one of her goals was to see me get named to the Supreme Court, and she got to see that before she passed away, so that was great.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear she passed away.
Oh, thank you.
But incredible that she got to be a part of that moment.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that swearing in was, for me, it would be so much of a blur. What are the moments that stand out to you from that day, from that moment with your family?
It was when the elder Gilbert White Duck came from Kitigan Zibi and brought the offering of the eagle feather that I was sworn in on, also a wing of an eagle. There was the chief, Rick Obonsawin from my reserve, who came and offered a basket. Professor Eva Ottawa, who offered me a beautiful ribbon skirt. So my community members and elders were actually also in attendance, and it's a proud moment for me to be sworn in on an eagle feather in the Supreme Court because they haven't had that. So it was new to the court, and they embraced it, and I was really happy and proud of that moment, and that my family could celebrate that with me.
Love that. You know, you've been a part of so many firsts in your career journey, and do you think about that? Do you think about the role that you are playing and will play as people think about following perhaps your path? That you might be a part of someone else's origin story, that they will say, you know, it was Justice Michelle Obonsawin that was part of me seeing myself here, choosing this. Do you think about that?